Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Happy November. Welcome to the November Max Moments Book Club. I'm going to put in here. Happy to see everybody. Let me just type this in the chat before we get started. Bear with me. All right. All right. So, yeah, happy to see everybody, whether it's live or whether it's going to be on replay. I know a lot of people watch it on replay, but whatever it's going to be, welcome to the November Max Moments Book Club. And hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope you're excited about the upcoming week. It is Thanksgiving week. Can you believe it? I'm sure you've got plans. And so, whatever your Thanksgiving week and whatever especially Thanksgiving holds for you, then I hope it's a blessed one. And I hope you have an amazing time with loved ones. I'm sure going to be spending it with family, friends, and those closest to you. So I hope you enjoy that. And that is going to actually be something we're going to be talking about today is this idea of Thanksgiving. But before we do, I can't believe it. Okay. We have two book clubs left, November today and December. And I don't know about you, but when I think back 2024, I'm like, how did we get to this point? Like we're almost at the end of 2024. I remember when I first decided that I wanted to do this, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna make the commitment for the year of 2024 to do one book club every month for the whole calendar year for the year of 2024. I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and I remember committing to it. I remember starting it in January. I remember those people on the call and us having our first book club back in January. And now here we are, 11 months later, and we are in November with two left to go, ready to finish out this year strong. So I hope you're excited about today. I hope you're excited about finishing the year strong. Again, I hope you're excited about Thanksgiving. And yeah, let's just jump into it. As I said before, these max moments, these book clubs, they're not meant to be these long drawn out events. I just want to spend maybe 15, 20 minutes. And what I do, as many of you know, because you've been here, you've been consistent. So as I said, when I did my commitment and said I wanted to show up here every month for the year of 2024, I know many of you have also shown up every single month. And so for that, I just want to say I am so grateful, I'm so blessed, and I'm so thankful that you've been a part of this journey as we've gone through this Max Moments Book Club. But if you remember, what I said was back at the beginning of 2024, I was going to commit to do one of the Max Moments from my Max Moments book every single month for the whole year of 2024. Okay. And there are 42 max moments in here. But what I was going to do is going to pick one max moment each month and then do a little bit deeper of a dive into that max moment and just maybe talk a little bit more about how you can apply it to your life, some of the insights you can gain from it, and hopefully get some clearer perspective on how it can, again, help you in your life. All right. And if you remember, there are five, as I say every time, there are five sections in this book that I talk about. First section is on vision. You got to have a great vision for your life, right? Without vision, people perish. So the first section of the book is all about vision and having to create a great vision for your life. Once you have a great vision, then you have to have the right mindset to be able to carry it out. So just because you have a vision, unless you have the appropriate mindset to be able to take you to where you want to go, then it's not going to work. So the next section of the book is about mindset. Now, once you have a great vision, a great mindset, unless you have the right habits to be able to take you on that journey and continue on the journey and take the right actions, then you're not really not going to get where you want to go. So the third section of the book is all about habits. Then the fourth section of the book, once you have a great vision, great mindset, you have great habits, ultimately what's going to happen? You're going to get punched in the face, you're going to take a wrong turn, you're going to hit a wall, you're going to have some piece of adversity that you have to fight through. And so when that does, you have to meet that moment with a level of resilience. Okay. And that's what section four of the book is about. It's about resilience. How do we meet those moments in our life where it's tough or it's hard? Again, adversity hits, problems occur. And how do you meet that with a level of resilience that allows you to carry on the journey towards that vision that you have? And then ultimately, section five, which is what we're going to be talking about today, is you can have a great vision, great mindset, great habits. You can be resilient on the journey. But ultimately, there is one thing that's, I think, missing with a lot of high achievers, a lot of top performers, and that is happiness. How do you do this thing called life? How do you pursue something really big? How do you live in the world of high performance? How do you go after big goals, big dreams, and also maintain a level of happiness and joy and fulfillment in your life, which isn't always the case? Like I always say, I know a lot of people that are really, really successful, but maybe they're not very happy. So, how do you create happiness? How do you create joy? How do you create um, that emotional context where you're able to enjoy the journey that you're on, knowing that it's taking you somewhere big, somewhere new, somewhere to to the next level. But how do you also enjoy it along the way? And then there's a couple of bonus max moments in the at the end, which I end with, and that's for December. We're gonna finish with one of those. So, but what we are going to do is we're going to talk about one of the max moments from happiness. All right. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to delve right in. And as you would have it, okay. So there's 8 max moments in each section. This is Thanksgiving week, right? Sunday. Tomorrow being Monday is going to kick off the Thanksgiving week. Thursday being Thanksgiving, and so with it being Thanksgiving week, what what better way, what more appropriate way to have our Max Moments Book Club Max Moment be than when I go to happiness? Coincidence? I think not. So I'm going to go to the content section. So when you look at section 5, Max Moments on Happiness, if you look through it, if you have the book already, like I say, then I suggest you get it out and you can read through it with me. But when you look through it, there is a max moment here, page 195, and it's called The Main Thing at Thanksgiving. So, what better way? We're going to look at the max moment called The Main Thing at Thanksgiving. So, if you've got the book, let's turn to page 195. If you don't have the book, that is okay. I encourage you to get it. Maybe if you have it, I encourage you to get it for somebody else. But again, these 42 max moments, what they're about is just creating these moments of insight that can hopefully give you a different perspective, help you see things in a different light, help you um, go from good to great, go from ordinary to extraordinary. Just find ways to take yourself to that next level. And so this is one of those that's going to do that. All right. So page 195. If you haven't got the book, like I say, I'm going to read through it. If you have, page 195, it's called The Main Thing at Thanksgiving. And I love this one. It's a personal fave. I think I say that a lot, actually, that they're my personal faves because I do have a lot of them. But let's just talk about it. Let's just read through it. Okay. So we start out. There is a quote, okay, from William Arthur Ward, and it says this: gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgiving, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. And isn't that really what Thanksgiving is, right? It's all about blessings. It's all about opportunities. It's all about joy. It's all about gratitude. And so, yeah. So here we go. Now, I love this start. Okay. There is a powerful emotional state that is amplified every year during the holiday season of Thanksgiving, right? It goes on, it says this: it is an emotion that fuels the essence and spirit of the holidays. Yet, this same emotional state is something that we don't have to wait until Thanksgiving for in order to enhance our health, our happiness, and our overall success. Okay, now before I say it, I think you know what it's going to be, but before I say it, this is what happens, right? This is why I wrote this max moment called The Main Thing at Thanksgiving, is because so many of us, we experience this emotional state that I'm about to talk about, and we experience it at Thanksgiving, around Christmas time, around the holidays, but yet we don't tap into it for the other 364 days. But yet when we can, it's going to change our life. Okay. So let me just get into it. Okay. So what I'm talking about is the emotional state of gratitude. Okay. Now we've all talked about it. Many of you probably practice gratitude in some form, some shape, some fashion. Okay. So here we go. This is what I say. Our lives are hectic. We fill our daily schedules with things that we feel we have to do, places that we have to be, and deadlines that we feel we have to meet. With so many things to do, keeping what is most important at the forefront of our schedule can feel almost impossible. I don't know, I felt that way, and maybe you have as well. So that is why it's so important that Stephen Covey, an amazing author, an amazing mind for all things psychology and just mindset and mental health. So that's why it's so important that Stephen Covey says to keep the main thing the main thing. I love that quote, right? The point is to keep the main thing the main thing. So I go on to say this: what if the main thing in your life was always gratitude and not just once a year at Thanksgiving? And when you think about that again, okay, what if the main thing in your life was always gratitude? What if you practice gratitude all the time? What if you lived in a state of gratitude and appreciation all the time and not just once a year at Thanksgiving? Now, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you practice gratitude and appreciation multiple times, throughout the year. But the realism is that when Thanksgiving comes, we sit around the table and we're like, oh, I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for my blessings, thankful for all the opportunities, all the things I have, all the people I have. But yet, maybe a week later, all of a sudden, we're mad, we're upset, we're ticked off, we get frustrated, we get overwhelmed. All right. So this idea of practicing gratitude all year long is a really, really powerful thing. So much so that our life is spent being worried, stressed, and fearful. So much so that gratitude takes an emotional back seat for the other 364 days of the year. But when you are grateful, there is no room for the other emotions. Okay. So hear me on this. It is physiologically impossible to be grateful and fearful at the same time. Let me say that again. It is physiologically impossible to be grateful and fearful at the same time. It's impossible to be grateful and upset at the same time. It's impossible to be grateful and stressed out at the same time, like whatever you want to say. So, when we are intentional about directing our focus toward all that we are thankful for, gratefulness, like a muscle, becomes stronger within us. And just like a muscle gains strength through being worked out repetitively, the emotion of gratitude strengthens within us when we repetitively choose to practice it. Okay. So this is what I said. I picked out a couple of things right here. It says, when we focus on being grateful, we find all the things that are right in our life versus all the things that are wrong in our life. Isn't that so true? Right? When we are grateful, we find all the things that are right in our life versus all the things that are wrong in our life. When we focus on being grateful, we find all the things that we have in our life versus finding all the things that we don't have in our life. I want to keep challenging you to think about this. Okay, don't just listen to me, but think about it. Like, when have there been times when you focus on all the things that you don't have? Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. But when you live and you focus on gratitude, you don't do that. You start to focus on the things that you do have. And again, we do it at Thanksgiving, but why don't we do it for the other 364 days in the year? Goes on to say this: when we focus on being grateful, we find all the ways to give of ourselves versus finding all the ways to get for ourselves. We're not so focused on what we can get, but we're more focused on what we can give. It's different energy, right? When we focus on being grateful, we find all of the best qualities in other people versus finding all of the worst qualities in other people. And that's just a natural tendency of human nature. When we get frustrated with people, we have, we're upset with people, we start to look at all their worst qualities. But when you're grateful, like you said, you can't be grateful and mad at the same time. So when you focus on gratitude, you actually start to find all of the best qualities in people. And that's such an amazing quality to have, especially in the world of teams and stuff like that, leadership, whatever it's going to be. When you start to find and focus on all of the best qualities of those around you, you just make everybody else's world around you better. Okay. So we're going to keep going. The lens through which you live and all that happens to you will ultimately determine the quality of your life. And there are many people in this world who seemingly have everything and they are miserable. And yet there are others who have faced extreme tragedy, have nothing, and are some of the happiest people in the world. Why is that? Why is it that some people who seemingly have nothing are some of the happiest people in the world? And I love this line. I'm going to say right here, because problems and happiness have no relationship. Let me say that again. Problems and happiness have no relationship. You can have lots of problems in your life and still be happy, just like you can have no problems whatsoever and be totally unhappy. You see how that works, right? It all comes down to your perspective on what you focus on, because this is so true. Focus is power. Okay, focus is power. And when you fix your eyes on being grateful, you begin to see your world and everything and everyone in it in a much different way. Unfortunately, most people will choose to focus on what's missing in their lives and miss out on many of life's beautiful gifts. And that's why I go back to what I said. Around this time, Thanksgiving, we don't do that. We find our blessings, we find all the opportunities, we find all the things that we're grateful for. But for many of the rest of the year, what do? We focus on what's missing in our lives. And so we miss out on many of life's beautiful gifts. So I'll go on, I'll finish here. I'm almost done. I'll finish this last little part. It says, so as Stephen Covey says, I mentioned to you about keeping the main thing the main thing. So he has another quote that I use right here. It says, as Stephen Covey says, the key is to prioritize what's on your schedule. Oh, sorry, let me start again. Sorry. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. So I encourage you to make gratitude a daily priority and not just once a year at Thanksgiving. Consciously schedule time each day to give thanks and think about all the blessings in your life. Because I know you're going to do it right now, this week at Thanksgiving. I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to make that time to think about all of the blessings in your life. But what about the other 364 days in the year? Because when you're intentional with your thought process and gratefulness becomes a natural energy source, you will be emotionally rich. And I just want to share with you, like, that is something that has truly changed my life. Um, Without going into great detail, but there's a time when you're focused on goals and you're focused on being the best and you're focused on leveling up and stuff like that. I was always focused on me, 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 me. And when I started to change the context of the way I thought and started to live from a place of gratitude and appreciation, many things opened up in my life. And what it then became about was, how do I do that? And how do I create processes and practices where I can do that every single day? And that's kind of what I was saying at the end here, this action question. Okay, you get the action question at the end, and this is what I'll pose you with right here. It says, how can you right here, you that listen to me, how can you make gratitude a daily priority in your life? If you're here right now, maybe drop it in the chat, right? If you're watching this on replay, think about it, process it, write it down. But if you're here, put it in the chat. I'll give you like 15 seconds. How can you make gratitude a daily priority in your life? And there's so many different ways. There's so many different ways that we can make gratitude a priority in our life, whether that's starting the day in gratitude, whether that's a gratitude walk. I do that a lot. I love a gratitude walk. Whether it's sitting down and journaling, and then part of your process is writing down what you're grateful for. Whether it's connecting with somebody new every day and telling them how grateful you are for them. There are so many different ways that you can practice gratitude. So you don't have to worry about the process of practicing gratitude or what the strategy is, right? The technique. You just got to get used to doing it every single day, because when you do, I promise you, you will be emotionally rich. So that's my max moment for today. That's the Max Moments Book Club. Hopefully you can see. I love it. Journaling. Thank you. I love it. Journaling things I'm grateful for. Journaling is such a great way. Journaling is such an amazing way to get things that are in here and to make them visible. Get them out of your mind, get them out of your heart, get them onto paper, from pen to paper. That's a beautiful way to practice gratitude. So I love that. Thanks for sharing. But as we head into this week, I just want to share with you, speaking of gratitude, speaking of Thanksgiving, I just want to tell you right now, I'm looking at you, whether it's live, whether it's replay, I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for you in many ways. I'm grateful for you for entrusting me with L2TM, Life to the Max, to deliver messages that can help you in your journey to success and happiness and all those different things. But I'm also grateful for you because the reason you're here is because you're choosing to create the life that you want. And I have so much respect for that. I have so much respect for people that want to level up their life, that choose not to just live just as the way life is, right? Life is not happening to us. Life is happening for us when we step into, what we've been called to do, what we've been called to be, the life that we want to live, like choosing to live a life the way we want to. And I have so much respect for that. And by you showing up here, what you're doing is you're proclaiming that. You're saying that I want more for my life. I want to create my life. And I have so much respect for that. So I'm grateful for you for that type of mindset. All right. And I hope you again have a great week. Again, I thank you for being here. We have one more Max Moment, the book club, which is going to be in December. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I have planned for 2025 and some of the ideas I have for 2025. But this idea, this Max Moments Book Club, was primarily based around when I published this book back in 2023. I said, how can I let people know about it? How can I share this? Once I created it, how can I share it with people? So this was my commitment for the year of 2024, to do this Max Moments Book Club, to share all of the ideas and all of the insights that I created in that book and sharing with people like you. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with loved ones. Again, practice gratitude. And one of the ways you can do that is tell all those people in your life, or your loved ones, or your friends, everybody that's close to you, make a point to tell them how much you care about them, how much you love them, and how much they've impacted your life, and ultimately how grateful you are for them. Okay. And I will send out an email about when the next Max Moment Book Club is going to be in December. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Have an amazing Sunday. Have an amazing Thanksgiving and finish this year strong. And as always, just to live life to the max. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.